Manchester United 2, Watford 0. Why Johnny paid the Mamba? Listen to the radio, don't you remember? We built this city, we built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. Anthony Martial, rock and roll performance today. Absolutely superb from Manchester United and Anthony Martial. Really happy. And I think, prove the doubters wrong. Did he prove the doubters wrong? Did anyone really ever doubt him, or was it just about whether he wants to be at Manchester United, whether he's happy about not playing or not? Just another superb bit of man management by Jose Mourinho. He did it with Mkhitaryan. He said it this week. Sometimes it's best for a player's development when they don't play football matches. And you sort of think what you want about Jose, but it worked with Mkhitaryan, a fundamental part of our team now. He's not getting subbed off anymore. I know he went off towards the end of the game today, but it was more about him taking a knock to the face. And Martial back today, match winner, assist and a fantastic goal. From the brink to the top of the tower, an absolutely superb performance, and I think Martial and Mourinho deserve a lot of credit for it. But you know what? There was one bit in that game where I just sort of smiled and thought, this is Mourinho. This is what he's all about. Because yes, the assist for Mata's goal was fantastic, and the goal was even better to kill the game. But there was one bit in the game where Watford are on the attack in the final third. Martial just appears, wins the ball back, shrugs off the player, passes it to Blind, runs further ahead, gets the ball back, and then plays a 40-yard pass along the ground. And basically, in that one phase of play, and we didn't go on to score a goal from it, but in that one phase of play, he just did what Mourinho wants him to do. We know he can score great goals. We know he can assist goals as well. 8 in his last 8. But that tackling back and that passing, because his passing can be quite wasteful, just shows what the hard work he's put in on the training ground, the listening he's done on the training ground, and the things that Mourinho wants to implement into his game. So I think it's really exciting. And whatever anybody thinks about Martial, I've been saying it for a long time, he's our best flair player in the squad. He terrifies the opposition. Because of his pace, because of his close control, he's the best player we've got for flair, and he creates so much. And then you continue on from that, Mata and Mkhitaryan continuing that theme of being able to play together. I thought Zlatan was wasteful today. I'll do player ratings in a minute. But I thought as a team, we pressed from the first minute. We created so many chances. I think 2-0 probably flattered Watford, but we got the 3 points, which is what we needed to do. And I'm very happy tonight, because so many times this season at home, we've not produced the first half goal or the convincing result when we should have done. And today, their keeper made some fantastic saves. One from Zlatan in the first half was just unbelievable. But we still won the game. We got the early goal we got the first half goal. We finished it off early in the second half, and we went through the motions a bit in the last 20 minutes. So Watford are a good team as well. I don't want to hear this nonsense again. Oh, Leicester, it was only Leicester. Oh, it was only Watford. Watford are a good team, but we were a better team today, and it was a very good team performance. Ander Herrera was superb. My man of the match was Anthony Martial, because I think he's had a lot of pressure on him. Yes, he played well against Wigan, and I think that was enough for him to play against Hull, but he didn't get picked. But Wigan are a Championship side. This was a Premier League opposition, and I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Got the assist for the Mata goal, worked out left. Lovely cross. Zlatan dummies it. Mata tap in 1-0. And then the second goal, away at pace down the left-hand side, allows the defenders to catch up with him, goes into the box, then picks his spot. Really intelligent. Reminds me, I've been saying for a long time, Martial reminds me a lot of Thierry Henry, and he's doing a lot of what Henry did in his early career, playing on the wing. Eventually Martial will go up front, but at the moment on that wide position, he just gives us so much flair, pace and creativity. A fantastic player and a fantastic performance. But Ander Herrera and Eric Bailly pushed him very close. In some ways, they would be your thinking man's man of the match, because Bailly worked tirelessly against a very determined and aggressive and energetic attack that Watford have. And Bailly just stood up to it, and we kept a clean sheet. So he was very good. And Herrera, very much like Michael Carrick's been for the last decade, controlling the midfield, interceptions, feeding the players above him, unsung hero performance, fantastic for a man Ander Herrera as well. Alex Gaming saying Zlatan's hold-up play was good. I don't think there was a bad performance from Manchester. Well, there was one bad performance. It pains me to say it, and I'll talk about it in a minute. But I think I would say the likes of Pogba and Zlatan were probably our worst attacking players today. But they weren't bad. I just think Mkhitaryan, Mata, Martial, Herrera were just superb today. And I think it was a very, 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 very good team performance. And the thing that makes me smile the most is Anthony Martial, because we want him to... He's a bit like Mkhitaryan a couple of months ago when he was given his chance and he played really well. We want Martial to be playing in the first team. We want Mkhitaryan in the first team. And I think the man management of Mourinho has been superb, well-timed. And Martial was just superb today, won us the game. It really did. But I did say I wouldn't have changed the winning team, and I look a bit stupid for that now. But it's just I'm a little bit old school with that. You shouldn't change a winning team. Of course, you can change a winning team. Of course, I want Martial to play. And to be fair, we did a Twitter poll yesterday. Would you change a winning team or would you start Martial? Over 70%, I think about 74% said they would start Martial. Well, you were right. It's weird changing a winning team that's done so well away from home. But you know what, as well, it excites me about it is Rashford's one of my favourite players with Martial at Manchester United. They're young, they're the future, they're exciting, they're flair players, they're what you want to watch football for. Rashford would have been sat on the bench today thinking, I probably thought I would have played today, to be honest. We won last week. He will have watched Martial do what he did, and next time Rashford plays, he'll be in his head, I've got to do something next time I play. I've got to try and emulate that. And then if he does that, Martial's got to do it. So it's a fantastic situation that Mourinho has implemented at Manchester United, that now he's got so many players that they know they've got to come on and they've got to perform. And I think it's really exciting to have Rashford and Martial, the potential and the form that they've got in a United shirt. I mean, you look at the bench, Carrick and Rooney, not 1 minute. Is that symbolic of where Manchester United are going next summer? Are those two players going to go and we're moving in a different direction? I don't think it's a bad thing, but I still think those two players won't like it. They'll want to be involved between now and the end of the rest of the season and prove that they've still got things to prove at United. The same with the likes of Jesse Lingard. So it's great. It's really, really good that we've got that. And Mourinho is, I think the job that he's done at the club within 6-7 months is just ridiculous, because we are Manchester United. We should be challenging for titles. We should demand better, but we shouldn't forget where we've been for the last 3 years, which is effectively rubbish football, rubbish performances, and nowhere near. And under Mourinho, I think we've been absolutely superb. I've got to read this comment out because it's a super chat comment. You can contribute to the channel and we will read them out. So Nicholas Anderson has contributed a £5 to the channel. Thanks for that, Nicholas. He says the only change from Leicester was Rashford for Martial, and Rashford wasn't great against Leicester in my opinion. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you on that, Nicholas. I think Rashford wasn't brilliant against Leicester, but let's not forget he was playing up front at times. He had a few chances. I think he did play well against Leicester, but we never reverted to the 4-4-2, did we, today at home? Rashford was never... Martial was never doing what Rashford was doing, like going up front with Zlatan dropping behind him. We didn't do that today. We played like a 4-2-3-1, and Martial was permanently on the left, and Zlatan was permanently the furthest player further forward. So maybe that was part of the reason why we did it. But really, really, really pleased with it. Player ratings... De Gea made a lot of saves today, so I would give De Gea an 8. I thought he made a lot of good saves today, and Watford are a good side. Valencia, an 8. Smalling, I would give an 8. I thought he played really well. Smalling and Bailly are my choice as centre-backs at the moment. I like how dominant they are in the air, and they make us a threat from corners. Bailly I'd give a 9. Thought he was fantastic. Daley Blind, I want to talk about him in a minute. I would give him a 6, and that's generous. Herrera, 9. Pogba, 8. Mkhitaryan, I would give an 8.5. Mata, 8.5. Martial, a 9. And Zlatan would be an 8. So I want to talk about Daley Blind. I'm a massive fan of Daley Blind. At times I've said he should be our first choice left back. I don't know what's gone wrong. I don't know whether it's just me on this. What has happened to Daley Blind? Over the last 2 months, it's just like he's just not the player he was. I don't know whether it's because he's not fancied by Mourinho, he doesn't like what's happening at Manchester United, but he's not the consistent performer he was even, all of last season and a bit of the start of this year. He just seems to have regressed massively. And today he was getting rinsed down the left-hand side. If he was a banana, he'd be a banana split with a bit of ice cream on the top, because he'd lost his skin. He'd been skinned every single time he was getting done down the left-hand side. And I didn't think he was fantastic against Leicester last week. I don't know whether we're going to have to go back to using Darmian, or hopefully he'll start playing Luke Shaw, because Blind today, would be the only negative. I mean, Aman's saying 6 is unfair, but from what I saw, John Carlos just said no pace from left back at all. He was just getting skinned. And I love Daley Blind. I like Daley Blind. I think he's a fantastic squad player. But something's gone wrong with Daley Blind over the last 6 to 8 weeks. I just think he's regressed, and I don't know why, whether he's carrying an injury or what. But he's not the steady, consistent Daley Blind I know. I'm not being negative. I just thought it was one thing I'd written down. I don't want to talk about it any more than that because it's a fantastic, positive performance. Right, let's move on to the next thing. Right, we're no longer in 6th. This is a big thing for our rivals to keep saying 6th, 6th, 6th. It's all they've got. It's all they've got. But at the moment, with the way the league table looks like this, we are in 5th place with 48 points. We are 2 points ahead of Liverpool, who play Spurs 20 minutes time. So, Arsenal, lucky against Hull, I felt. We're still 2 points behind them. But we've won. We're tight, close up to them. What do we want from Liverpool against Spurs? Well, I think Liverpool will win it because I think Spurs will bottle it. So we'll be back to 6th. But we'll still be, would only be a point behind Liverpool, 2 points behind Spurs and 2 points behind Arsenal. So it's not the end of the world. We've closed the gap on Spurs. A draw would be ideal because we'd be in 5th and Liverpool would be in 6th. A Spurs win would be nice just to laugh at Liverpool. I would prefer a draw. We'd be in 5th place. We'd be a point ahead of Liverpool. We'd be 3 points behind Spurs and 2 points behind Arsenal. So a draw would be the ideal. But it's not about now. It's not about today. It's a marathon, not a sprint. We'll be in the top 4 in May, which is when it matters if we keep playing like this. I've got total confidence in that. So I'm not too fussed. Whatever happens today, we'll make up points on somebody ahead of us with Liverpool and Spurs. So our next league game is not for 3 weeks. We've got FA Cup game next week, and we've got the League Cup final in 2 weeks, and then we've got Bournemouth at home in 3 weeks, which we'd expect to win. So if we can play like this with the squad we've got, I think we can do anything this year, and I'm very, very happy. George Carl's saying we want a draw. I'll be more than happy with a draw. That's the one we want. But I just got a funny feeling that Liverpool will bounce back and get a result today. A few of you agreeing with Blind saying he wasn't that good today, but we don't want to dwell on the negative. I just think Blind just had a shocker, but fortunately for us, it didn't really cause us much of a problem. But really positive. I think the great thing is, I was saying it on the watch along for those who were watching. Sorry to repeat myself. The last 2 games have just been fantastic to watch. Really high energy football, not predictable, lots of interchangeability. Really good football, like I said, and exciting, creating lots of chances. And the great thing is, we've got so many good players at the moment on the bench. I mean, next game is Europa League against Saint Etienne. Then we've got FA Cup on the Sunday against Blackburn. Then we've got Saint Etienne second leg. We've surely got to see Schweinsteiger. He's done nothing wrong. He played that game a couple of weeks ago. He was man of the match with an assist and a goal. Superb. He's surely got to get some game time in the next 3 games because he's been absolutely brilliant. Michael Carrick's not been playing, so is Schweinsteiger going to have to wait for Carrick? I don't think he should. I would play him. Luke Shaw deserves some game time. He played well against Wigan, so very, very exciting. I said about a month ago, didn't I, that the great thing about United is every game's a cup final anyway, but it really is. Between now and the end of the season, every game matters. In the league, we've got to be winning games. In the cups, you've got to win games, haven't you? So it's great, but the great thing is we're playing such good football, and Mourinho just deserves, again, I keep saying this, Mourinho deserves massive applause. Just fantastic man management. We're playing great football. Where are all those idiots who said, Mourinho plays bad football? I always knew that was nonsense anyway. But I think we've played such good football at times this season. A really good performance, and really happy with it. Just going to take a few of your comments. A lot of people watching. Please do drop a like on the video. We're 161 at the moment. It'd be nice to get 300, and I'll carry on for a little bit if we do. So please drop a like on the video. Let's take some of your comments. Jordan Devlin says that was quality. And George Thomas says only second half, 2-3 times Blind lagged. Don't be unfair to him, says George Thomas. No, I think in the first half as well he was getting... I like Daley Blind. I'm going to be honest. I don't think he played well today, but I don't want to dwell on it. It was just something I wanted to mention. I thought everybody else in that team was fantastic. Mark, you actually think Liverpool will lose, but bet you don't want to jinx it. I don't, Jetta. I don't. I think Spurs, you've got to go with history, and I think Spurs, every season, bottle it around this time, just like Arsenal. And I think, I can't remember the last time they won at Liverpool, so I'd like Spurs to win. If we want to get second, it doesn't help us. The draw is the best result, but I don't think it'll be a draw. Minnie says the fast passing between players has been good. We're up to 220 likes. Please keep liking the video, and I'll carry on reading out some comments. Blind played well, says Moada. He didn't. Not in my opinion. That's your opinion. It's all about opinion. Not for me. I'm not going to retract what I said about Blind. I think if players play well, you should say it, and if players don't have a good performance, you should say it. Return of the Martial, says German de Chris. Doctor Strange, back to your bedroom, says Jose Pullis. I don't know what you're on about with that. You got to be blind not to see blind was superb, says Mulek. I do wonder what some people... Right, go if you want to go and watch that game again, go and watch it again because it was absolutely fantastic. But count the amount of times Daley Blind got done for pace and skinned on the left-hand side. And it was nearly double figures. It was certainly over 5. It shouldn't happen once. And it doesn't happen to Valencia. So there's your balance. Swift specs, Blind got done loads of times on the left back. I think Blind should go centre defensive midfield. Cams, he was poor on crosses as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk about Daley Blind because it was such a fantastic performance from Manchester United, from Martial and everybody else. But again, you picked up on a good point there. Daley Blind at left back makes me think good delivery into the box. I can't remember the last decent cross he put in as well. I don't know whether there's something going on with Daley Blind. He might be carrying an injury. Who knows? MUFC says Herrera was my man of the match. If you went for Herrera, I applaud you. I think it was the thinking man's man of the match. Probably was Herrera, but the Martial lovers like me will just give it Martial because I'm just so happy that he was given an opportunity and he scored and he got an assist as well. Somebody makes a good point. If we'd lost that game or drawn it, Blind would have been absolutely slated on here. It's only because we're winning. But, you've got to have a balance. If you're doing a match review, you've got to be balanced. Carrick isn't playing because Mourinho wants to prove we don't need him at Acts 3. I agree with that. We're going to touch it on the Sunday night show tomorrow night. But let's be happy for tonight. I do like the 3 o'clock on a Saturday kickoff because you get the rest of your Saturday to just enjoy it. Moada says Herrera man of the match. He agrees with that. We're not quite at 300 likes yet. Please drop a like on the video. Hi from South Africa, says Benjamin. Lots of people saying Herrera man of the match. George Thomas, he's been unbelievable this season. And it's nothing new. Everyone already knows that Blind isn't quick and gets done for pace. No, I think Daley Blind is a good left back and can play well at left back. I just don't think he did today. Cams, Herrera was absolutely awesome today. And gaming attention come with a different point of view. My man of the match has to be Pogba. Superb today, good defensively and great at passing. I thought Mata, Mkhitaryan, Herrera and Martial were our best 4 attackers behind, and Pogba and Zlatan would behind them, but I'd still give them 8 out of 10. I thought they were very good. I think Zlatan was just a little bit wasteful, and that is a very, very good point. Even if I've generated it myself, we've been really reliant on Zlatan this season, and if it wasn't for Martial and Mata today, we might have drawn that game. People stepping up to the plate and scoring goals away from Zlatan is very, very important in this decisive point of the season. Thanks, we've hit 300 likes, absolutely superb. Thanks for liking the video. Let me take a few more comments. Miles Vids HD only gave Mkhitaryan a 7.5. I thought he was a comfortable 8. Dracula, we've only conceded 2 goals in our last 6 Premier League games, sorry. Minnie says Pogba was average. Maya says Ander Herrera equals Roy Keane. He's no Roy Keane, but it was a good performance. Valencia man of the match, says Joshua Lowe. Watch it back. Lots of good performances. We're spoilt for choice today. Absolutely spoilt for choice. Mata was great, says Calvin Guist. Yes. Ibra hold-up play was great, but not his finishing, says Ben Beaumont, which I think summarises it perfectly. Right, I'm going to go and watch the rugby and hopefully we'll beat Wales now. Sorry if you're Welsh, but I'm English and I want us to win. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Fantastic your evening. We'll be live tomorrow. I think I'm going to do a ramble in the morning with Robbie, and then tomorrow night at 8:30 is Sunday Night Live. I think we've got Alex and Kev from Van Cam on, so join us for that. But very excited. Very exciting to be a Manchester United fan. Good football. in loads of tournaments. We're going for top 4, we're going for the Europa League, we're going for the League Cup, we're going for the FA Cup. So loads to be excited about, but most of all, excited about that attack. We said it before the game. Zlatan up front with Mata, Mkhitaryan and Martial behind him, and Herrera and Pogba behind him. I mean, that's dream. That's fancy football. That's sexy. That's what sexy football is, Louis van Gaal. Long may it continue. And you've got people like Rashford, Rooney, even like Fellaini gives you a B option, a Lingard, Schweinsteiger, Carrick, so many other options as well. Really, really excited. And thanks everybody for watching. Drop a like if you haven't. Get commenting if you're not watching live and we'll reply to you. See you in the morning or tomorrow night at 8:30 for the Sunday night review. Enjoy your evening. Manchester United on the march. And let's hope for a Liverpool v Spurs draw. Speak to you all very soon.